Second important thing is wisdom. Wisdom means in harmony with the situation, without a single thought of you and me. But that's, we all have that, but it's rare. And you don't have to be looking, oh, that was wise, that wasn't wise. That's not worthwhile. That's called checking. But, they say no desire is true precepts. No thought is true meditation. No I is true wisdom. But don't hang on to that stuff, How the sixth patriarch get enlightened? He heard a sentence, don't attach to anything that arises in your mind. So don't worry about a thought arising. Don't attach to it. Otherwise, it starts branching out. And if you try and push it down, it'll come up really strong someday. So we have to develop some skill. So what is wisdom? Teaching words, keeping the correct situation, correct function, correct relationship, moment to moment. But what's correct isn't simply written in rules. Those are guidelines. But sometimes that's not the correct thing. You're driving your car, the light turns red. Correct thing is step on the brake. There's an ambulance behind you with its siren going. Maybe the correct thing is carefully move into the intersection out of the way of the car through the red light, okay? So correct wisdom appears naturally when we're just present in the situation. And if we do the wrong thing, it'll become fairly obvious if we are reflecting on ourselves. Return to don't know mind, and then it appears. So 3 parts to wisdom. Realize our true nature, a taste of substance. In the interviews, most of you have already had this first teaching. Some people who had the first interview, I gave it, Buddhism means, what am I? Everything in this world is coming and going, has life and death. But there's one thing that's pure and clear, not dependent on coming and going, life and death. So we call that universal substance. Everything has that. Everything is made of the same substance. That is the complete equality of everything in the universe. Humans aren't better than ants or bees. We're just another form with slightly different functioning. All of us have birth, old age, sickness, and death. So if we realize this basic equality, then we'll have a sympathy and compassion for other beings. If we don't, then we'll get arrogant and think we're the big bosses. And as we can see, we'll destroy our own environment. We're not destroying the world. The world will be fine. I remember around 1983 or 84, we picked Zen Master Seung up in Los Angeles. I was staying there at that time. He came in on the airport, and we're driving back to the Zen Center, and we hadn't seen him in 2 months. And sometimes when Sansanim came back from being away, he'd have a new teaching phrase or something. So we say, oh, sir, what have you been teaching lately? He said, I am no more Zen master. Now I am world peace master. Then he said, I talk to all animals. All animals say, human beings all die, then world peace possible. So we're like, oops. He said it with a big smile. Then somebody asked him, sir, you always say, keep your correct situation. But what if a nuclear bomb falls on my city? Then what's my correct situation then? Then we were all in this van, and just the driver was driving, listening, and we were all facing Sansanim, interested, And he said, so if a nuclear bomb falls on my city, what's my correct situation? He said, die! He said, that time you cannot die. Only die, that's correct. Then the student said, oh, but if there's a nuclear war, this world will disappear. Then Sansanim said, this world not disappear. Then this man said, then what kind of world? And Sansanim said, poison world. Then this man went, ah! Then Sansanim said, you don't like poison world, but poison creatures like poison world. Let's not be so arrogant. We're just another being in the universe, you know. If we realize the true equality of all things, it's a relief. Then you just be decent to whatever extent you can be to everything. That first point of realizing universal substance, that's what we are. And if you read the teaching, it has no life, no death, no birth, no disappearance. Doesn't increase, doesn't decrease, isn't tainted, isn't pure. It's beyond existence and non-existence. What is it? Don't know. You can't know. Knowing is thinking. There is a kind of knowing that's not thinking, though, and that you can do. So how demonstrate this universal substance? So some of you who have had interviews for a while know how we do it. That's a universal substance. There's no thinking there, but you can hear it. Okay? So, long time ago in China, great Zen Master Guji, when he was asked any question, what is Buddha? What is mind? How can I become free? He only lifted one finger. No speech and words. You can see it. Great Zen Master Imje Sansa, Linchi, when he was asked any question, he only shouted, ha! Again, just sound. Not having any thinking, original substance, already experiencing original substance without thought. Zen Master Doksan was really interesting because any question he got, he hit the person. Somebody said, Buddha saw a star, got enlightened. What did he attain? Doksan hit him. It's the same point. That moment of before thinking and the realization of your own true nature, it is the universe. It's what makes the universe. You know, Western people call it God, but then we anthropomorphize. You know, we say we're created in God's image. Well, in the sense of universal substance, you know. But actually, we create God in our image. So he's jealous, and he gets angry, and he punishes people, and he gives you rewards. I'm sorry, I just think it's like so funny, except that it's tragic. But in any case, it's fine to believe in God, but don't make it a human being. You know, it's bigger than anything we can know. Isn't that why the guys wear hats? There's something above you. It's bigger than you. You know what the Jamaicans call God? They call it over I. Bigger than I. So nothing's wrong with it. It's just we misunderstand the teachings. So first point is before thinking. So in interview room, we practice this. If we experience it, then it's inside. Then when you almost get in a car accident and you want to be angry, this point appears inside and you step back. Yes. And we've got to make it deep or else me appears. Bopwasanim took me to a hospital one time and we're leaving and she's backing out of the parking space very slowly and bumps the car behind her. And she gets out, and I can see the woman get out, and there's like nothing wrong with her car, like nothing. You know, we're going 5 kilometers an hour, 3 kilometers, maybe a little dent in the license plate. And this woman's freaking out, you know. And my style is, you know. But I saw Bopwasan, he's very patient, talks to her nice. The woman keeps complaining. So, what do you want? What can I do for you? And finally, they just exchange. Even the girl in the car was saying to her mother, it's not a big deal. You know, you can see. But that kind of thing in America ends up with 2 people shooting each other. In Korea, it's great, though. They just stare at each other for a while.
insurance.
You know, and then they go away. I always say if people in this country had guns, half the people in the country would be dead in about a month, you know, and they're, oh, what did I do? I killed my best friend. Because Korean people, I like this, you know, they're a little bit like Jews, you know, they're emotional. so, you know. So anyway, luckily no guns, or not many. That's one of America's problems, you know, gun is freedom. You know, then put it here and get really free. Go to heaven soon. Namu Kwan symbol. Somebody stop me. No. Very important, this substance. If you keep that mind, one moment that mind inside, there's no opposite thinking. No me, no you. No me in the world. No subject, no object, no inside, no outside. Inside and outside become one. Then your mind's clear like space. It's not holding any opposites. Then our body-mind will function like a mirror. This is how it functions. It's how a baby functions too. It just reflects. Red come, red. White come, white. So you can see clearly. Eye sees color and shape. It doesn't think. Ear hears sounds. It also doesn't think. Nose smells, tongue tastes, body feeling. Just reflects like when you were a child, okay? But soon we have so much thinking that this thinking and opinions colors what we see. You're seeing correctly, but by the time you digest it, instantaneous almost, your opinion appears and colors what you see, colors what you hear. So you're not seeing clearly, you're not hearing clearly. So they say people don't see the world, perceive the world as it is. People perceive the world as they are. If you live and practice from that perspective, then you will become more clear. Then this world will become the lotus world just as it is. And your body will become the Buddha body just as it is. That takes effort because we keep creating I, my, me. Okay? So, if you have this point, even one moment, that moment, see clear, hear clear, smell clear. Sky's blue, clouds are white, okay? Dog goes woof, woof, sugar sweet. Moment to moment, you can reflect this moment, okay? Seung Shan calls that truth. Korean, Che Sang. It just means, Che means substance, Sang means appearance. You reflect this appearance correctly. Your substance never changing, but this name and form world's always changing. If we come from a realization of our substance, even for a moment, we reflect what appears exactly as it is. West Coast people have many opinions, don't hold them strongly. East Coast people have very few opinions, hold them very strongly. And Seung Shan could work with both. Because he saw that and didn't have an opinion about it. And got us to work together eventually, too. So, you can attain this moment as it appears. We say truth. Then one more step is necessary. How do you use this moment's truth to help all beings? That's the correct function. So attain substance, attain this moment's truth, attain correct function. But attain correct function is not written out someplace. Yeah, those things like, honor your mother and father and don't take any life and don't lie, that gives us aim and direction, okay? But that's not ultimate. Sometimes you have to do it differently. Sometimes a lie saves all beings from suffering. So those are just signposts pointing. See clear, hear clear, how to use this moment correctly, making a correct life. So teaching words, we say correct situation, correct function, correct relationship. So for example, yesterday, except for people who were just having the first interview, most people, I asked them the same question. Why do you have 2 ears? Okay? Some people just kind of stuck. Some people said to listen. That's thinking. That's not what your ears do. That's just thinking. To hear, to listen. What do your ears do? Just reflect what went in. It's like being a kid again. Okay? So downstairs, there's this sound machine. If your mind's quiet and I say, why do you have 2 ears? Psst. Some of the older students did that. They caught that sound. If that's too far away for you, no problem. Why do you have 2 ears? Then I say, only that? Then what do you say? Only that? What's that teaching us? Become one. Reflect. Correct function. Some questions only have truth. Then you use words. You know, what's the sky's Buddha nature? Blue. That's just reflect. But you need to communicate, so you use a word. But some have function. Why do you have 2 eyes? Your eyes have a function. Why do you have 2 ears? Your ears have a function. Attain the function and reflect it. And it's teaching moment. Paying attention moment to moment. Somebody, you know, let's say it's just me and them. There's no other sounds happening, you know. And I ask them, why do you have 2 ears? They hit. I say only that. They say, why do you have 2 ears? Not bad, but a little slow. What happened? Just that moment, only that. That's what I said. You have to train yourself so your body and mind is paying attention moment to moment. Anybody see the movie Michael? It's a funny movie. So John Travolta is an angel, and he's come down to earth because some old lady prayed for him. But he's a funny kind of angel because he smokes cigarettes and he drinks beer. And he also, my favorite scene is where he's eating cereal, like cereal with milk, and he puts a whole lot of sugar into the cereal. And they're just watching him. These reporters are watching him eat. And he's like eating this stuff with like 5 tablespoons of sugar. But then he takes a spoonful of the cereal and he dips the whole thing in the sugar container and eats. But the thing is, he knows all about them. He knows what's going to happen. And once in a while, he gives them little clues because he's trying to turn them into human beings through this movie. And at one point, this one woman says, how do you know that? And he says, I pay attention. Okay? So meditation's learning to pay attention. Wisdom is realizing true nature. See, hear, smell, taste, touch clearly. And then, if it's appropriate, that moment, what's appeared, correct function. Okay? And if you don't know, instead of making up a lot of opinions, only go straight, don't know. Keep coming back to don't know. Because the root of all of it is I. But this I is something we make up. You know, the root of that is we have a body and we attach to it. Yeah, cats have a body too. I love our cats. They were wild. Their mom gave birth to them. She was a wild cat underneath the refrigerator. And after a while, she wasn't afraid of us. You couldn't touch her, but she kept coming to the back kitchen door, so we fed her. And the kittens, when they would come out, they were afraid of us. But after a while, they saw the mom's not afraid, And then they started eating the food, so we put out a big bowl and all 5 of them would eat together. And then one day the mom decided, they're grown up, she left, and they stayed. And it took about a year before we could really touch them and stuff. But now they're fantastic. They're the best practitioners in the temple because they always do it 100%. And they don't think about I, but they're very attached to their body, okay? We're attached to our bodies, but even worse, we make I, and then we kill each other. So, or just torture each other, you know, marriage or parents and children or monks or everybody, okay? So anyway, I wanted to lay out the whole thing because I don't know when we're going to see each other again. But the meditation practice, you guys have a great teacher in Israel. So you have somebody with a lot of experience you can keep going to, and you have Dharma friends. And you guys have Korea where you can find teachers all over the place. And the best teachers are the sun, the moon, the stars, the tree, the cats. And then inside, big question, okay? And then our lives can, we can live better lives that are more beneficial. It doesn't matter whether you're successful or not in what you're trying to do. How do you deal with each of these things? Success, failure, praise, bad reputation, pleasure, pain. What's the 4th? Next. There's another group. Buddha called it the 8 winds. All those things come and go through our lives. Even Seung, he's an incredible Zen master. 70% of the things he tried didn't work. Never stopped them. Learn from that and do something else. One time, one of our teachers in Europe asked Seung, you make many people Sanims and bring them to Korea, and after a while, they just disappear. Seung said, in a war, front line always die. And I thought, oh my God, you are one tough dude. But with a beautiful smile, that's not the best picture, and with a love mind. And, maybe the ones who ran away, one day they'll, next life, come back, or maybe they're living a really good lay life that benefits people. So what's the difference? Okay? So, not your time to die, which means keep trying. So try mind in correct direction. Try mind, only you, each of us, offer ourselves. Nobody can do that for us. Even Buddha can't. Try mind. And correct direction, we can help each other with. Want to understand our true nature and help others. That's already the great way. Don't have to worry about arrive someplace. The Chinese have a great saying that always helped me. Even a small improvement is reason for great happiness. Okay? So let's keep that try mind and together find a correct direction and become clear and then help our families, our countries, this whole world. So thank you all for coming for retreat.